Okay, so what is embrace? How do we understand this? How do we draw this out of the woman? The system I teach is called ACT leadership. So awareness, control, thrust, and leadership. Leadership, doing seduction, we're not doing game. Essentially, we're getting out of deception, out of courtship, and moving into friendship using leadership. And leadership fundamentally means getting rid of deception. So what you're doing that when you're interacting with a woman is you're leading. She's coming from a courtship world, a courtship frame, even though she doesn't like it. Courtship essentially means that the woman's sexuality is repressed and is hidden, and is her value as a human being is based on her sexual history or lack thereof. Women don't like this. This is basically going against their nature. So a woman feels like she has to go along with this courtship frame where her sex is essentially bought. She doesn't like it. It's just how male-dominated society works. And, obviously there's a lot of talk out there about how women really run the show. That's complete bullshit. Some men run the show. Small amount of men run the show and basically create this game that everyone has to play. So women aren't running the show. Most men aren't running the show. A very small number of men are the ones that dictate the games we have to play in order to eat, earn a living, and have sex. So this courtship doesn't feel good to her. At the same time, she's grown up in this. She's been culturally brainwashed, just like men have been brainwashed. So what we need to do is bring her from this courtship frame into friendship. And that might sound funny because, we talk about the friend zone. Men and women can't be friends and have sex, and all this sort of like, there's a conflict between having sex and being friends. Well, yeah, there is a conflict when the woman's value is based on sex. When her value is no longer based on sex, then men and women are no longer opponents. So men don't have to essentially have sex with the woman, like conquer her body in spite of her mind. So when we're using courtship, which really comes from ownership, okay, where women became property with the agricultural revolution about like 10,000 years ago. To trans from courtship to friendship, where there's no games, no manipulation, we care about each other, we trust each other. If I don't want to be in a monogamous relationship, I don't feel pressured to do that, and same with the woman. And women are kind of with men now in terms of not necessarily wanting that, or not necessarily wanting to get married. They just feel like they have to. And so we're getting to a point where we're on the same side. So, I'm friends with all the women that I sleep with. If they decided not to sleep with me, I would still be friends with them. If you think about what makes a good friend, you have authenticity, trust, mutual benefit, care, compassion, an emotional connection, fun. We have fun together. We've had experiences together. That's what makes a good relationship. So being friends with a woman and having sex with her, those are not mutually incompatible. I would say the opposite. I would say a lot of times what you'll have is a friendship that's not genuine because the man is not being honest about his sexual intentions, or you have a sexual relationship where the two people are not actually friends. They're like dating. So to transition from this really dysfunctional frame, this dysfunctional way that men and women connect with each other through courtship, which is really ownership, into friendship, where sex is a natural evolution of us liking each other and hanging out together, talking. Whether that's within an hour, within 10 minutes, or 3, 4, 5, 6, however many times we hang out, probably not that long, but it's a natural evolution. The transition there is leadership, and leadership is all about really team building and bringing out the best in others. That's why my first piece of advice, like if someone asked me at a party or something, so what's your first piece of advice, Mr. Expert Dating Coach, is okay, we all here try to be confident. Try to be confident to talk to women. Want confidence, right? So try to be confident. No, what I say is give confidence. Make the other person feel confident, whether it's a man or a woman. That's leadership. So what we're going to do with the woman is when you meet her, you want to try to see her feminine nature, her feminine essence. To draw the best out of people, you have to see the best in them first. You have to have that kind of vision. So, as a leader, you have your vision for where you're going, but also that vision, each individual person, you want to see where they're trying to go. So vision is almost like a future X-ray vision where you see a reality that's not quite there yet, but it's clear in your mind. That's what makes a leader. We think of all the great leaders. They saw, the first one that pops in my head is Martin Luther King with his I Have a Dream speech. The dream is his vision. So the dream is his vision. So in the same sense, when you meet people, you want to try to see who they want to be and draw that out. Get them to show it more and more and reward them for it. And you reward with your time and attention. Now, when you do this with a woman, that reward would be, like saying, that reward would be offering to call her, later that week. Or, when you exchange numbers, what you're really doing is offering your time. So you say, I see something in you and I want to get to know you better. And so you're offering your time when you get a number. You think you're getting a number, but that's not really what's happening. You're actually offering to give her some of your time.